And in the wood yard, we've got deliveries, 2 of them. So we're gonna do one right now. So before I load the wood up, it's gonna be cherry for this first delivery. And I think I've got almost enough for a face cord or a third of a cord. And that's what this customer wants. In the past, I have delivered other kinds of wood to them, but they like cherry a lot. So I'm gonna give them everything I've got of cherry. And then I think there's might be a little bit short. So I'm gonna give them some maple too. It's for a fireplace, they burn inside. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I told her, I said, I might have enough. And she said, that's okay, bring it. So there's a customer that I deliver to probably once a month, almost year round. They burn inside and outside. So 12 deliveries a year, give or take. A face cord or a third of a cord at a time, that equals about 4 full cords. I wish I could just deliver it all at once to be done, but that's not how a lot of my customers are. They generally want small amounts because they're burning for fun for the most part. So that's the case. Now, I got something to talk about today that came up in the comments several times, and it's something that I think about a lot. And then I saw a video that a guy that had a podcast was talking about, and he's talking about age. I delivered wood to a guy, probably a month ago. And he's the kind of guy that I think the most exercise he gets is going from his lazy boy to the refrigerator, that kind of guy. And he was telling me, yeah, I used to cut wood. And I said, but he says, I just can't do it anymore. I'm too old. I said, yeah, sometimes you gotta kind of know when it's time to quit. And I said, well, how old are you? He says, 52. I said, well, I'm gonna be 62. And I said, I do a couple hundred cords a year. He says, I don't know how you do that. He said, I could never do that. I said, well, I just keep moving. I think that whole age thing and people get in their mind what they can and can't do, I think it's more of a mindset than it is a physical thing. A lot of people think, I'm old now because, I'm 50 or I'm 60 or I'm 70. Well, yeah, getting old is a good thing. It beats the alternative. But that doesn't mean you got to act old. Doesn't mean you got to give up and quit and roll over and just lay there. There's a lot of people that complain about how they feel and that they're not healthy. Well, most of those people don't get any exercise, which is why I love doing firewood. And that's something that a lot of you understand. Now, in my comments the other day, there was a guy that made a comment and he said he's been cutting and burning his own wood for 50 years. And he said he's going to be turning 80, so it was 79, or maybe he just turned 80. And he's been doing it for 50 years, and he keeps doing it. He said he goes through, I think he said 3 or 4 full cords a year. So I'm not as fast as I used to be, but I just keep going steady, and over time, he gets enough wood done. So, you can look at it however you want, but I got a friend of mine who's a little bit older than me, good friend, nice guy, and he used to cut firewood for himself 30 years ago, and then he told me one day, he says, yeah, I'm just getting too old for this. I'm not going to do it anymore. Well, at the time, he was around 40, and I said, really? I said, my dad's still cutting and burning wood, and he's in his 60s. He says, it's just too much work. He said, guys our age shouldn't be doing this stuff, and I'm a little bit younger than him. So he quit doing it, and he hasn't done much work in the last 20 years, and it looks like it. He gets winded, like I said, going from the lazy boy to the refrigerator. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be as active as I can for as long as I can. But as long as you know your limitations and know when to quit, the big problem is as you get older, you don't recover as fast and you can't work as long or as hard. And so you got to know, but to keep moving is key. There's an old saying that goes, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. If you think you can do something, you can usually do it. If you think you can't, you probably can't. And like Yoda always says, there is no try. There is either do or do not. I'm more of a do guy. I like to do stuff. So don't let your age shut you down. Keep moving, keep going. Yes, know your limitations, but don't give up. Just don't give up. Life is meant to be lived, not watched pass by. I know a lot of guys that have retired, friends of mine over the last couple of years, they have no life other than watching sports once in a while. That's it, talking about sports. And, I get together with them, we talk once in a while, I'd say, what do you do? And they say, well, we watch sports, and I watch TV a lot. I said, well, no, what do you do? Well, I'm retired now, so I really don't do much. I said, well, sounds to me like you better find a hobby and get busy because sitting around is not healthy for anybody. Generally, in most homes and in most offices, the chair is the most dangerous piece of equipment that there is, because you tend to get in the thing and you don't get out very often. And the longer you sit there, the longer you tend to sit there. It's like the old saying goes, another one, objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Objects that get still tend to stay still. So be a mover. Get off your butt and do something. Let's load some wood. There it is, face cord, a ricka-ranka roll, a third of a cord in the truckload. That's what it is. So, because I couldn't fulfill the orders as far as what they wanted, a little over half of this is cherry, the rest of it is maple, and they like smaller pieces. So I kind of dug through that pile there and pulled out stuff that was a little smaller. Cherry and maple burn very similar, so I think they're going to be happy with it. They never had maple before. I've sold them hickory, I've sold them oak, birch. And then once I delivered cherry one time, I gave them a couple armfuls. They said, oh, we love the cherry, keep bringing cherry. Well, I've been bringing cherry to them now for a couple of years, and that's what they like, but I'm out of the cherry that I have. However, I am going to be getting some cherry from a viewer, one of you, that is selling his house and they're moving, and he's been cutting wood now for quite a while and accumulating a lot of wood. He's got a lot of cherry. Somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, 20 or so face cords, so 7 or so full cords, and it's all a couple of years old, and it's been split, dried, stacked in a shed for a couple of years now, and he has to get rid of it before they move. So I said, I'm very interested because I'm just about out of cherry, so I'm going to be going to get that probably next week during the really cold weather. I think I'm going to be hauling some cherry back and forth. So for a peace offering, what I did is I just threw in a bundle of kindling here for them. They've never had kindling before, and that's another thing that you can do too with your customers is if there's something that you want to sell, give out some samples. So I'm going to just tell them, I brought you some kindling you can try out. And I've had a lot of people that they'll deliver the kindling to them for a bonus, like if they buy a full cord or a new customer, I give them a bundle or two here and there. I do that, and every once in a while they say, hey, I love the kindling, bring me like 4 bundles next time. I sell it for $8 a bundle. So if someone wants a few bundles, I'll do 3 bundles for 20 bucks. So pretty good deal for them, for me. It's just a bunch of random stuff. There's a bunch of oak in here. There's some maple in here. There might be cherry, it might be birch, it might be ash. It's just all the small stuff that comes off the processor or the splitter, and we gathered it up, and I've got, I might have 50 bundles, 60 bundles, I don't know, a bunch. So there it is, down the road we go. Wood delivered. Let's go do it again. Yeah. I'm back in the wood yard after my delivery, and I'm putting the wheelbarrow in because my next delivery is going to a place where they have me stack the wood in their breezeway so I can back up within, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, and then I put it in wheelbarrows. Usually they get 2 face cords every year, so 2/3 of a cord, but they said they had a face cord left over from last year, so I'm supposed to bring just 1, and they want oak. So I backed up to the pile that we got over here on the concrete, and I'm gonna throw that in and then go deliver that. And then while I was at my last delivery, I got a text from a longtime customer, and I'd already delivered 4 face cords to him this year, or which would be a full cord and a third. And he asked me just now if I could bring another full cord because he said they're getting low. And he said, there's a big storm coming. He says, we don't want to freeze to death. Well, he's joking. They have a really nice house on the lake, but they both work from home, and they have a fireplace that they sit and work by, I guess, all the time, and they went through all the wood already. So we're supposed to get a big steaming pant load. Yes, one of those. It's supposed to come tonight through tomorrow. 6 to 12 inches. Our area is supposed to get 10, is what they're predicting. And then it's supposed to drop 30 degrees, because right now it's about 30 degrees out. It's supposed to drop down to 0. We're supposed to have 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, and then it's supposed to drop below 0 after that. The old stinkeroo is going to hit the fan. So when I get this load up, go deliver it, stack it, come back, load up the trailer and go deliver that and all that. The last delivery, it'll be dark by the time I do that, but I'd rather do it now. He said I could bring it today or tomorrow, so I'd much rather bring it today and get it there, and then he can get it in his garage. Because I back right up to his garage and dump it, and then he stacks it in the racks he has right in his garage. And he said, awesome, good that we could get it done today. So it's time for me to chuck some wood. The wood chuck is happening. Oh, there it is, wood is in, and I made a grievous error. As you can see, this wood got left here on the concrete and it got snowed on, and then the other day when I was plowing, I pushed it and it basically got tumbled. Now that we've got warm temperatures, 32 degrees or so, it's all sticking to it. And this wood was off the ground for a whole year where it was stored, and then we dumped it here on the concrete, and I should have delivered this long ago. All the wood that was over here should have been delivered before I started working on the bins wood. But so now I'm getting it in here. Those will be stacked up in a breezeway. This will melt off and it'll be fine. It's dry on the inside. So what I'm gonna do, because it's got some snow on it, I'm gonna take 2 bundles of kindling and give it to the people and say, yeah, it's a little bit wet on the outside, so I brought you some kindling. So that'll make them happy, I'm sure. So there it is, down the road we go. Once again, I have returned to the wood yard. I just backed up the trailer, shoveled it out because I forgot that there was snow in there. So I shoveled that out, backed up to this mixed hardwood pile right here. I'm gonna put in 1 full cord or 3 face cords or 3 rinks or 3 ricks or 3 rolls or 3 truckloads. Right now, we're gonna load her up. It's 4:30 already, so by the time I get this in, it's probably gonna be dark. And I told the guy I wouldn't be there till after dark anyway, and he knows it. So it's gonna be a tough driveway to back down. It's a driveway where I gotta come around like a cul-de-sac, and then it's off to the side, and as you go off the side of it, you got to turn to the left and then make an S to the driveway. So maybe if their driveway is really clear, I should be able to see the driveway. They got a blacktop driveway, and hopefully it's clear enough with the snowbanks I can see it, because it's going to be a tough one. But I can do it. Okay, chucking time. Look at that. We got ourselves a load of wood. Threw a little extra in there. It's got to be right to here level, so I got a little crust to it, but there's some holes in there. So there it is, full cord of mixed hardwood. Down the road we go. Now this is a delivery that I think I got to go like 20 miles, so 24 miles I think it is. I charge them $50 for delivery, so that's what it's going to be. And full cord 360, so it'll be 410 for this load. Hopefully it's the last one of the day. Nobody else has called me, I hope, because tomorrow we're supposed to get the big steaming pant load, like I said, of snow. Big, huge dump. We're supposed to get 6 to 12, and they're saying we're supposed to get 10, so that sucks. All right, down the road we go.
I was impressed.
Yeah, they said 6 to 12 pretty much for most of the state, and we're supposed to get 10 here and 40-mile-an-hour winds, and then it's supposed to get single digits. So I guess you can't complain. It's middle of January, and all of a sudden winter's going to show up. It's been nice up to now.
Yeah, it has been.
I think that'll be pretty good. hanger
few
runners?
pieces other than that.
Oh yeah, there's always a couple. There it is. I'm back in the wood yard. I backed up the trail. I'm going to disconnect it. And tomorrow we're going to get a big steam and dump. It's supposed to get 10 inches. So tomorrow's probably going to be an inside recess kind of day. So tomorrow I probably won't be working the wood yard, but I'm still going to have a video for you. I think I'm going to do something with sharpening chainsaws and doing a little cleaning on them. Something like that I think is in store. That is it for today, folks. Come on back tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. I'll be doing some work. You're going to be watching. Good night, everybody.